You know, have you ever stopped to think about how a simple, everyday frustration, like, say, forgetting a USB drive, could actually hold the key to one of the biggest business challenges we're facing in the age of AI? Well, it turns out it absolutely does. Today, we're going to dig into the story of Dropbox to uncover this really powerful principle that explains why some businesses become super visible to AI and others just vanish. Okay, so our story kicks off with a moment of tech frustration that I think we've all felt. You've been there, right? You're heading out, ready to get some work done. You reach into your bag and nothing. That one critical piece of hardware is sitting back at home. Well, for Dropbox founder Drew Houston, this wasn't just an annoying moment. It was a full-blown epiphany.
That's really it. That's the whole origin story. Drew Houston was on a bus, all set to work on a project, but all his files were stuck on a USB drive he'd left on his desk. And in that moment of pure frustration, he didn't just see a personal problem, he saw a massive, fundamental flaw in how all of us were managing our digital lives. So what did he do? He started coding, right then and there. And the solution he came up with was, well, an absolute phenomenon. Dropbox launched in September 2008, and the growth was just staggering. I mean, look at these numbers. Within about 15 months, 1 million users. By 2012, 100 million users. This wasn't just another popular app. It was a revolution, and it was all built on solving that one single nagging problem. But here's the thing, and this is the crucial part. Dropbox's real success wasn't really about giving people more storage space in the cloud. I mean, other cloud storage services were already out there. The real breakthrough, the secret sauce, was something much, much deeper. And this distinction is everything. See, the obvious problem was just needing your files when you were away from your main computer. But the real problem, the deeper one, was that the identity of your files was completely fragmented. The version on your laptop was different from the one on your desktop, which was probably different from the one you emailed to yourself as a backup. It was total chaos. And that, right there, is the huge insight. Dropbox didn't just store your files. It created a single, synchronized source of truth. The file on your laptop was the exact same file on your desktop, always. This synchronization built a sense of trust and reliability. So the core principle is this. Synchronization creates trust, and fragmentation creates chaos. Hang on to that idea because it's about to become super important.
So why are we talking about a file syncing service from over a decade ago? Because that exact same problem of fragmentation is happening right now, today. But it's not happening with our files anymore. It's happening with your business's identity. And it's causing AI systems to get very, very confused. This quote just nails it perfectly. A business's identity doesn't fall apart because one piece of information somewhere is wrong. It falls apart when it's inconsistent, when it's telling slightly different stories on all these different platforms. That constant contradiction is what causes a collapse in the eyes of an AI.
Let's just map this out to make it crystal clear. Yesterday's problem was a single file with different versions trapped on different devices. Today's problem is your business identity being fragmented across countless digital platforms. Your website might say you're consultants, but your LinkedIn profile says you're advisors, and maybe your podcast bio calls you strategists. Each platform is telling a slightly different story. And here's the real kicker, the consequence of all that fragmentation. When an AI system crawls all these different platforms and sees these conflicting signals, it doesn't try to solve the puzzle. It just sees multiple, separate, disconnected fragments. It loses confidence. It can't figure out which one is the single authoritative entity. So it either misclassifies you, or even worse, you just become invisible to it. So how in the world do we fix this? Well, we apply the exact same lesson we learned from Dropbox. We need a solution that guarantees our identity is the same everywhere, all the time. And this is a concept we call identity continuity. Okay, let's just break that down really quick. Identity continuity is a structural condition. This isn't just about marketing slogans. It's about the deep architecture of your online presence. It means your identity signals are consistent, that they're verifiable by machines, and that they are identical across every single platform you're on. The whole goal is simple. Make it incredibly easy for AI to see you as one single, unified entity. Now, this isn't just some vague concept. It actually works through 4 concrete mechanisms. You've got entity definition synchronization, basically defining your core truth once and then copying it everywhere. Then terminology consistency, making sure you're always using the same words to describe what you do.
Cross-platform schema alignment is the techie part, using structured data so machines can easily compare your profiles. And finally, continuity verification loops, which are just regular checkups to make sure nothing's drifted out of sync. These are the pillars that hold the whole system up. And all those mechanisms fit neatly into a clear, four-phase blueprint. So this isn't about guesswork at all. It's a repeatable, structured system for building what we call machine trust, which is really just the confidence an AI has in its understanding of who you are. And here's what that framework looks like. It all starts with step 1, establish a source truth. That single, perfect definition of your identity. From there, you deploy that truth as synchronized signals across every platform. Then, you verify the alignment on a technical level so machines can read it correctly. And finally, you maintain that consistency with integrity loops so you never drift apart again. It's a continuous cycle, always reinforcing itself. So, how do you actually do this? Here are 5 critical, actionable steps you can take. First, document your source truth. Literally write it down, the one clear sentence that defines you. Second, audit all of your platforms to hunt down every single instance of fragmentation. Third, deploy that source truth everywhere, copying it word for word. Fourth, get technical, add schema markup, and verify it all. And fifth, establish quarterly audits to maintain that perfect consistency. So as we start to wrap this up, the stakes here become incredibly clear. In an internet that is increasingly being organized and understood by AI, the choice for businesses is pretty stark. It's not just about being online anymore, it's about being coherent. And really, it all boils down to this. Businesses that achieve this state of identity continuity become trustworthy to AI systems. They're seen as authoritative, they're seen as reliable, and they become worthy of citation. But those that stay fragmented, telling different stories in different places, they'll either be completely misunderstood by AI, or worse, they'll become totally invisible. And that leaves us with one final, and I think pretty critical question to think about. Take a hard look at your own digital presence, your website, your social media, all your bios. Are they all telling one single synchronized story, or are they just a chaotic mess of fragments? Seriously, what story is your business telling AI?